will see who counts the food.
This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live. It's a freaking Monday, and it's just another day in mass shooting USA. I've got multiple shootings to tell you about. One of them is still kind of going on. I don't know if they've caught the guy yet. We seem to still have an active shooter situation in downtown Manhattan. Trump held a press conference with Keir Starmer earlier today. Talked about how he didn't have the privilege to go to Lolita Island. A dad shot his daughter-in-law. I think it's daughter-in-law. Hold on, let me look at this. Shoots daughter-in-law outside of her wedding over divorce papers. Crazy shit going on. Shelly, Socialist Aunt, good evening. Holiday, welcome in, my friend. It is Live Music Monday. I've got two legends on tap for you tonight. I am not familiar with either. Well, I'm familiar with one of them from King of the Hill, but not actually familiar with his musical output. We're going to be watching a Chuck Mangione video, live performance. And then Tom Lehrer, the musical talents of Hulk Hogan. Flash, don't tempt me. Hulk Hogan has an album. He has a couple, actually. Not only the rock and wrestling album, but the one he did with Green Jelly. Hulk Hogan actually played the bass before he was a wrestler. He claims that he was almost a member of Metallica, that Metallica asked him to join the band. Lars Ulrich said that never fucking happened. We're going to be listening to Jim Lehrer. Oh, wait a minute. That's the dude from NewsHour. Tom Lehrer, musical satirist, and Chuck Mangione, legendary trumpet player. It's Live Music Monday coming at you after the Troll Patrol. I don't know what else to say. It's been a day. Apparently Trump striking a trade deal with the EU. Several members of the EU saying, no, this is not a very good deal for us, including France coming out against the trade deal. What else we got here? Shooting at a casino in Reno. J.D. Vance was in Canton, Ohio. Speaking of Ohio, a video of a brawl in downtown Cincinnati. You might have seen it, sparking outrage.
You live in sexual anarchy?
Forgot to reset my drops there. Did not mean to hit you with Charlie Kirk. I guess we'll start off with the current situation in downtown Manhattan.
After police gave the okay for that first group of folks, were you able to catch up with any of them?
At least one officer, 2 civilians shot and injured in Midtown.
We
not downtown, Midtown.
People a few times, Christine, but as you can see from our vantage point, they were just on the other side of the street where it is now blocked off. We were screaming to some of the people across the street, hey, were you in the building? Anything you want to say? But again, they just kind of kept their heads down and kept walking, a sign that they're just probably relieved that they were able to get out of that building or just get out of this situation. As you mentioned, we have crews along this vicinity, and they are definitely working the area also to talk to people who are on the other side of the street. And I'm sure at some point during this newscast or later, we will have people who are either inside the building or people who were in that building or in surrounding buildings that were able to be let out.
Jen Bisram, thank you for that update.
We also had another plane, had to make a landing.
That was initially in a lockdown situation, and as we continue to look at these pictures live from Chopper 2 of what...
If the good people of Jubilee are watching this, possibly
suspect
checking me out to see if you would like to invite me on. I don't want to fly.
Why this building? Was he targeting someone?
I'd like to be on Jubilee. I really don't want to fly.
Was this an employee? We still don't know if this is perhaps a form of terrorism. We haven't heard much from the NYPD. We expect within the next couple of hours we will. But of course, as we mentioned earlier, as far as they're concerned, even if the gunman, the believed shooter, is dead, and they have concluded, we assume, that there was not a second person involved in this, that they still have to go through that building and perhaps other parts of that building just to...
So it sounds like the shooter has been neutralized.
But we would expect, I would imagine, in a reasonable period of time that the NYPD would be coming out with some more information.
Absolutely. And what advantage that the NYPD does have, Dick, as you well know, is the capability...
Dick? She called him a dick.
Cameras and security cameras that they can tap into.
Live television. This is live right now.
Get the whereabouts. And
I believe the shooting took place about 2 hours ago.
And quite possibly, from what's coming out of that vehicle, maybe there's an identity already of this gunman. A photo was being circulated. Whether or not you
Well, I've heard there's a dinner party of serial killers taking place in New York
City. He may have
City.
left something in his vehicle, and then very quickly you can find out at least where he's connected, perhaps where he's from. But we could still be a long way from there. We see the police are still pushing people back.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to Naveen Dhaliwal now. She spoke with people who...
Mr. Elwood, welcome in. ...from
the surrounding buildings. Naveen, this had to have been a very scary time for those folks.
You're live in Midtown Manhattan.
Scary, Christine. Very concerning, as you can imagine. They were at work 6:30 in the evening, and then all of a sudden the cops come in and they say they have to leave. They were searching building from building.
No, I probably stink. I don't think I've put on any deodorant today.
Park.
I haven't seen anybody.
Park Avenue is about a block to my left, your right. So you can imagine
I might be a little right, but I actually shave my pits
from block to block.
because it's easier to not smell when you have shaved pits. But I love that women nowadays are not shaving their pits. So I've moved to shaving my pits.
Midtown is at
a lot of women nowadays going hairy.
Still waiting to get back into their offices. Right now, the FDNY asking more people to move back. As I'm on air right now, we saw NYPD countering some dogs.
I've shaved my entire body multiple times, but it's a lot of work.
Standing, I'm going to move on because they're asking me to move.
Sigma soy boy indeed. I just don't like. It's hard.
When you look right,
I get like jockey itch in my armpits.
And again, this building is about a block.
It's a lot easier to keep that shit at bay.
The fire trucks in right now.
Chicken.
Terrorism dogs doing their work, but a lot of confusion here initially, but there's also a lot of relief knowing that this gunman was found.
I am such a hairy man. I can grow hair literally everywhere except the top of my head.
A lot of relief. However, the area still at a standstill. It is
Zon, welcome in.
2 blocks away from 345 Park Avenue. Back to you.
Once again, this is live in downtown Manhattan right now. We have
Streets are closed.
We think it's no longer an active shooter situation.
Park. We're also told, oh, by the way, the E&M trains are skipping Lexington and 53rd Street.
But we have not gotten a lot of information. So far, we know that one officer, 2 civilians
you don't see
shot inside of whatever building they're out in front of.
Not at all. Rather, you just saw
this could be the shooter's car that you're looking at here. Globus, welcome in, my friend.
Has actually pushed a lot of people are waiting here.
Not the only shooting we're going to be talking about tonight.
Have to get back to their apartments or into their. People work at night. This is Midtown, so they're still waiting to get word instead of allowing them anywhere close to that area.
Curious, sir, welcome in.
They're still bringing.
Yes, side. Just another day.
I'm standing. I can see NYPD cars to the west of me. So this is very heavily policed right now. Not a place you want to be. And I can even hear the NYPD chopper that has been circling overhead for the past hour as well. So a lot of work to do for the NYPD to find out what exactly happened here, who this person was. And
we'll be checking in here multiple times. Really wanting to try to get more info from before we cut away.
So many questions that remain here tonight.
But they don't have a lot of info.
Continue to do.
They said that cops evacuated about 6:30 the building.
Of this puzzle.
I surmise that the shooting probably happened around 2 hours ago, so that checks out.
Transpired. And unfortunately, we are now getting this confirmed right into our newsroom that the police officer that was shot earlier has died.
We've got another good cop.
This is a very sad and tragic night for the NYPD here in the city. When one goes down, their family.
So now just confirmed, 1 cop dead, 2 civilians shot and injured.
In their soul, that is with that officer.
And no doubt this man was doing, to his perhaps last breath, his duty to try and stop this gunman, a guy who had a long rifle. I mean, that is a much more challenging
I'll see if there's something in here for me
situation
to smoke on.
Was wearing a vest or not, they usually are. But certainly our condolences, not only to his family, her family, whoever it happens to be, but to the entire NYPD, because we know a loss of one is a loss for everyone there.
And clearly that
person's sadly
actions tonight likely saved other lives.
All right, let's go to Jenna DeAngelis, who is near the scene. And Jenna, what are you seeing differently perhaps in your
Once again, the shooting taking place around the 6 o'clock hour Eastern time.
What are you seeing differently?
Midtown Manhattan.
I mean, I have to say, if you walk through Midtown on a typical day, it's business as usual, people walking around. It feels very chaotic in this area right now. I mean, I can see flashing lights from the corner of my eyes. This street, we're at 54th and Lex, is blocked off, and we can just see people sort of being let out of work, leaving their buildings, and trying to get, obviously, past the police tape here. As you mentioned, police sources have confirmed that that officer died, and you know, as I'm looking at this scene here, there are countless police officers out here just doing their job. I was learning that news.
One good thing, we at least have a good cop out of this.
To process or police.
Like the chicken place said, a cab as soon as we hand over to it.
Were shot and injured, and as you have been mentioning in the reporting, the suspect fatally shot himself. Police say they responded to a call for shots.
Okay, it sounds like the suspect took themselves out.
5 Park Avenue. That's about the time many people are either still at work or leaving work. This is a very bustling area at that time. And that building was placed on lockdown and was being evacuated as this whole area was blocked off. We actually spoke with a man a short time ago.
We know at least 2 people are dead.
That was also on lockdown. Take a listen.
The suspect and a cop.
Said, stay in place. There's an active shooter. Don't leave. Get away from the windows.
And I have to say, really,
He took a cop with him, Holiday.
a family member of mine is actually in one of these buildings that was also placed on lockdown, and I've been texting with him. It's been very calm and quiet, but he's been watching it all unfold. This
One isn't enough.
Scene out here from his building, so it really puts into perspective how many people are in these buildings, not knowing what's going on, taking the news as we're.
He could have been going after a CEO.
Again, really sad news to report tonight that police sources say that.
We don't actually know yet, War Machina. The news has not identified it, at least since we have been watching.
Of course, we'll continue to provide you with updates, but for now,
It seems that it was an office building.
Jenna, I don't want you to share any personal information that you don't feel comfortable sharing, but I heard you say that you know someone that is in the building?
Not in that building, in one of the
Midtown Manhattan.
He's in a building here on Lexington, but he can see that building from his building. He actually sent me a video.
We have a picture of the gunman with his gun.
And of the building, just like across the street.
Looks like it.
It's my brother-in-law, and my sister had.
Looks like it's a professional building.
When he texted her saying his building was on lockdown, it just really brings it home and the gravity of the situation. I mean, people at work and this happening in the middle of their workday. It's just really.
It is home to the side of the Hotel Ambassador. That's where Dexter's kid works.
Your brother-in-law is.
Okay.
And there are others that are also thinking that they are feeling.
Maybe not. It was demolished in '66.
Family member is on their way home as well.
I was just going to say, the minute this happened, I got a text from my daughter, and she's right in that area, and she said, "Is it okay to leave?" And of course, your initial instincts are no, stay in place. There's no stay in place order. But you can imagine that text that I got was probably throughout the city.
Absolutely.
Parents, friends, daughters getting those texts.
So we do have a picture of the suspect walking into the building holding the gun. The suspect is now dead. The shooting was reported this evening at a high-rise Midtown Manhattan building. At least 1 police officer and 1 civilian were shot. We know two civilians shot. The police officer has now died. This is the picture of the suspect. You can see he has some sort of a AK, MR style rifle. Or M4, not MR. Flash, what is that? You hear? A military style rifle. Kind of looks like Lenny Kravitz, but that could be racist of us to say it. It's a Majority Report 15. DJ Dub, welcome in. The above photo depicts a person New York police are looking for, possibly in connection with the active shooter incident. The person in the picture is wearing a dark jacket, pants, light collared shirt, and sunglasses. He was able to just walk right through the door and start shooting?
The passenger side door and also the trunk, and they've been taking.
This is possibly his car that we're looking at right now.
We should state the obvious that the NYPD is saying, please avoid this area. In fact,
I thought it looked like
52nd all the way down.
Camo, but you may be right on that.
Subway service going into the Lex and 53rd Street station.
I thought it looked like desert camo,
train is skipping
which is the opposite of what you would want to do in urban warfare.
Very far. Anyway, even if you're on foot, police are shushing everybody away, and we are looking forward to getting more information from the police, hopefully within the next hour or so.
So, doing a quick search online, this building is known as the Bristol-Myers Squibb building. I can also tell you that there are several companies that are housed in this building.
It seems like it's a...
Ones that you will likely have heard of are the NFL, the Blackstone Group, KPMG, and also Bank of America.
The NFL, Bank of America, Blackstone.
You were mentioning, Dick.
There's been a lot of right-wing fervor around Blackstone over the last couple of weeks.
In this area, that's obviously to give
not to speculate. Yeah, a lot of ghouls in there, right, Dougie?
Time to secure, not only just secure the area, but also secure all evidence.
Exactly, because
plenty of motive.
Who's believed to be dead now, but and it seems to be that the police do not feel that there's another shooter, but we don't know if this person had any support because
happened on the 33rd floor, Cicero.
We're going to know why he was.
Can you try to find out what's on the 33rd floor?
Was he coming back to target somebody there? Now, some of the reporting says he got into the building and went upstairs, and we don't know where the victims were. Were they on the main floor? Were the two police officers on the main floor or further into the building?
Well, he killed him a pig.
All this has to be sort of played out, figured out, and then police perhaps can say, okay, we can come out and give you all our information.
Absolutely. In a building like this, though, as one of our law enforcement experts was sharing with me,
it looks like the 33rd floor. That's where he died. We do have confirmation
of security video in these companies and also just on the streets here in the city. The NYPD
apparently he died on the 33rd floor.
To these cameras and look at this footage in real time to help piece together everything and act quickly, so quickly. In modern times, this would have never happened 10, 15 years ago.
Because almost certainly, the minute they said that they were looking for someone, they were already scanning all the cameras around the building. They likely probably saw this guy going in on a camera, not them at that time, but later have a photo, because he had a long gun, and presumably it's a long gun. It's not tucked under your coat or something like that. And then what they do is they immediately say, okay, has he left the building? Do we have any video that shows that? And
could be up to 6 people shot.
It turns out it appears he was already in the building, though.
And they knew exactly who they were looking for by capturing those images of him.
That quickly that they did. Naveen Dhaliwal has been standing by. Naveen, what are you seeing now? Anything new?
Dick, I'm still at 53rd and Park Avenue, actually west of Park Avenue on 53rd, and the crowds here are thinning out. I think they come to the realization that they're not going to be getting to the perimeter anytime soon. Rather, the FDNY and the police have been moving people away here on 53rd. Now, I haven't had a chance to see 345 Park Avenue because that is how...
A lot of speculation that it has to do with Blackstone.
It was a one block radius from 345. It seems to be a problem.
So this is, once again, just speculation.
Still set up here. The gurneys are still here, which tells me that this is a very active, fluid situation where...
Globus guessing M4. That's I said AK M4 looking.
I did see the NYPD counterterrorism canines here. They've been sniffing through some of the parked vehicles that were already parked here. Delivery trucks. There's one contracting truck that is right here next to me. We saw a dog.
BlackRock is the one
today, or just maybe
that is like they call it liberal because it's ESG.
Who work here?
Yada yada.
Concerned, as you can imagine.
Blackstone is the one they have no problem with. I believe Charlie Kirk went on, was talking about a company buying up all kinds of residential property in an area, and he called it BlackRock. It was actually Blackstone he was talking about.
Streets are closed, so a lot of confusion, a lot of concern. But once they learned that shooter,
I think they're both the venture capitalists.
Sigh of relief that
whatever the fuck you call those.
But you had also said that you don't know if someone else is involved, so people are very cautious at this time. They are going about their business, likely going home, because a lot of these businesses or buildings in here are closed off to employees.
Investment management company.
But there is that slight sigh of relief that this shooter is not on these streets anymore. Back to you.
All right, Naveen, thank you. I was just checking some of the social media posts, And Mayor Eric Adams did post on X on his verified account, and it was posted less than a minute ago.
Yeah, it's just a different investment
The
firm.
NYPD is
BlackRock is the one that has like the ESG.
Struck down a police officer and injured a civilian.
I think you're thinking of Cold Stone. That's an ice cream place where they smack your ice cream
East 52nd
on some marble.
Park and Lexington Avenues. There's still much to be done in my administration's efforts.
I think BlackRock does have some military shit.
Displayed this evening by New York's finest is certain to get us there.
You're probably right on that one, Socialist On. I think they're both investment firms.
Professor,
venture capitalist bullshit.
Justice Philippe Rodriguez. And Philippe, from what you're seeing right now, what would you say that the NYPD and all the investigative agencies are doing right at this moment? What are they trying to find out?
At this point, remember, the most important thing is let's find out who this person is. All right. There seems to be a great deal of concern with that vehicle. As you can see, there were properties.
Oh, believe he's been neutralized. It looks like this is the area where he was walking in.
Out there.
So the pictures that we were looking at.
Doing is working at 100 miles an hour to try to identify this person, see if there's any co-conspirators or anything else or any immediate threats that we should be aware. You can see the individual. I was able to get a picture of him. He walked into that building very nonchalantly, and, you know, it's almost like the way he was strutting in there, it was almost like he was on a mission. As we know, he did have a...
Strutting in there. Look at the puppy.
Once again, that poor officer that had to engage them was already outgunned from the beginning, because you got to remember the type of ammunition that comes out of these, long rifles, be it a 7.62 or 223. These are high-velocity rounds, and they do inflict maximum damage.
Those cops are definitely eating well.
Had a shootout, and he was already outnumbered to begin with.
We can only imagine that Philippe, he may have been wearing some gear himself to protect himself, correct?
Yeah, it does. We have our standard, 3A, what you call level.
This one definitely looks good as it's ongoing.
Ammunition, the velocity.
Was she the same one I was looking at the other night?
The velocity and what I've seen and the type of damage that this does to the human body makes it very difficult for people to survive with this type of firearm.
I think we were at a protest and they were there. Yep, that's the area he was walking in.
Earlier, we see police officers running around. So this would be video from earlier, perhaps right about when it happened. Christine and I were talking about the use of cameras. It's probably pretty likely that these cameras had already traced the fact that he went in the building and likely didn't come out. Does it happen that quickly in real time?
I mean, we do have the Retail Crime Center. That was one of the things that was a couple of years back. It was started. It is state-of-the-art. You'll be amazed how many cameras.
That's probably the cop that was shot, maybe one of the other victims.
Like bring information.
One cop is dead.
Officers, themselves in that office.
They've not updated their Chiron.
Cell phones at every office.
Oh, one police officer shot and killed. They did update it.
Instantaneous level.
Another officer injured. 2 other civilians injured.
Seconds. So you know what? It does give sometimes.
Now we're up to 4 people shot.
At least when these officers were responding.
Not counting the suspect.
The weapon he had, and they knew that
We believe the suspect took himself out.
Situation.
This is the video of the cops responding.
Information, perhaps you can comment on it. We understand that the suspect entered with, as you pointed out, an AR-style rifle, a long gun, and went to the 33rd floor and opened.
I believe that's a cop uniform, isn't it?
The 2 NYPD officers who were working in a security capacity were hit. So we know, it appears at least, Philippe, that he knew where he was targeting. He would, if he went to the 33rd floor.
Yeah, he didn't engage anyone else, as you can see, so he kind of knew what he was going to do from the beginning. So possibly an ex-employee at this time. And the most important thing is, we need to ID him because we need to find the motive. The motive.
What a weird-looking gun.
I don't know if this is a lone wolf attack, if it's something.
I'm not sure if that's a wrap. I think there's some sort of...
Or anything like that at this point. So
beads or something?
We need to ID him. We need to make sure that those... And you can see how they're processing the scene. They are concerned about improvised explosive devices. That's why they took that measure of...
I love he's got his sunglasses on. Just looks calm, cool, collected.
Not physically opening it out themselves, their officers. So there is concern. After we identify this individual, hopefully either through cell phone records, because it also becomes a forensic investigation.
Might be a harness.
We have to look at, cell phone and where he's been and everything else. We want to get to his residence. We want to do a search warrant. and get as much information.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I thought it was desert camo.
Security camera footage, a still photo that was taken.
Quesadilla, welcome in.
The suspected shooter. He is dressed in plain clothes.
This is America.
He has a blazer on. He has a button.
Guns in our area.
Sneakers, and then you see the long gun. This is before he enters the building. He's clearly on his way to go through those revolving doors, but
I honestly was thinking we hadn't done a lot of mass shootings here lately.
I think that it's really important to make this point that he went up to the 33rd floor.
Right.
So clearly
he knew exactly where he wanted to go.
He knew where he wanted to go. Please elaborate on that.
Remember, it is Live Music Monday.
I could tell the mannerism he was walking.
We're going to be doing Tom Lehrer and Chuck Mangione.
Extended magazine. You know, you have a person there that's minimum.
Directly after the Troll Patrol tonight.
Everything else. That's a minimum 30-round magazine. So if you think about it, you know what? This is the type of ammunition and the type of weapon that we get people to actually engage in combat. So he went up there. He knew what he was doing. He hit only one specific floor. And I'm amazed that, you know what, he was still willing to do it. Because if he had any sort of intelligence beforehand, you know, it's usually the same officers work the same details, or they constantly have NYPD working in an off-duty capacity, and that he was willing to engage with them like that. It shows, you know, that's just brazen. And that's something you don't see every day.
And talk about brazen and talk about something you don't see every day. This man walking in, apparently when he got out of his vehicle, he must have taken that long gun out of maybe a bag or something. But look at him just brazenly strolling through. Now, I don't know whether people just ran.
Seemed like he just stopped in the middle of the street.
People in a courtyard there. But he's walking through like he's just carrying a bag of, a suitcase or something, as if nobody would notice that gun. Or maybe they would, and they'd get the heck out of there as fast as they could, as it appears that they did.
You would think that there's security once you enter this.
Yeah, these people have not noticed it yet.
Is that a long shot, Philippe? I mean, is that fair to say that there is some sort of security when you enter this building? It's a very prominent building in Midtown.
Correct. I mean, it depends. I can't really, I don't have any information. It has to do, it could have been private security that were on arms. And at this point, think about it. If you have officers that are fully, trained and armed in the way we prepare our officers, and they had a, difficult time, and look at the results of what happened. We lost one of our own today. And, it's just the fact that the officers didn't really have a chance to wear our gun. Unless they were able to get some information from that private security. Remember, the building is just so vast, so many floors. How many people could you alert at once? You don't know what kind of public address system. Did they have some sort of code that they could have put over the PA system, or an emergency?
So we're going to come back to this and see if we can get
companies that have all the
more information. Hopefully there's a press conference.
Shoot a notification to your phone via email.
One cop dead, one injured, 2 civilians injured. Shooter shot himself.
That, as Christine points out, this guy is wearing.
All the details that we have, this happened within the last
shirt and
3 hours.
He doesn't appear to be wearing any gear himself, which we frequently.
Not the only shooting happening today, because, it's just another day. We're going to go to Reno, Nevada, where a man went into a casino. This story's a little old. It is now 3 people confirmed dead.
Headlines: The Associated Press is reporting at least 2 people are dead and 3 are injured after an active shooter opened fire at a casino in Reno. This happened at 7:30 this morning at the Grand Sierra Resort. Police say a man shot multiple people in the valet area. Officers say when they found the suspect, a gunfight started. Police were eventually able to get the shooter in custody. The shooter is being treated at a nearby hospital.
Within 4 minutes, we had located the suspect, and an officer-involved shooting had occurred. The suspect was taken to the hospital. I don't have an update as to his status at this time, but I do know that it was an adult male that was involved.
Officials say at this point they don't have any information on a motive.
Let's see if we've got more information. A press conference just took place within the last hour detailing what went on with the shooting.
I'm going to be obtuse and do that. So if you don't mind just coming over here. Yeah, you can stay here on this side. It's fine. And then we'll go ahead and get started if we're ready. Confirming we're ready? Okay.
This is about an hour ago, 45 minutes ago.
I'm on the info box. Good afternoon. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Myself and my colleagues are here to provide you an update about this morning's critical incident. At this point in time, we will be providing several different statements from different members of our team that are here. However, we will not be taking questions. At this time, it is an active and ongoing investigation. I want to start with my deepest condolences to the victims and their families, as well as to our entire...
All right, everyone, we are now going to go to that.
Are horrific for any community to endure. Not just for the victims, the first responders, and the people who are there, but for everyone who calls our community home. Violence is not acceptable, especially in our public spaces. Everyone has the right to be safe here, and we are committed to ensuring the safety in our city. I want to be clear, the suspect is to blame for this incident. His actions is responsible for the tragedies that he created. This morning at 7:25, Reno police officers responded to the Grand Sierra Resort on the report of an active shooter. Within 2.5 minutes, our PD officers arrived on scene and were able to locate the suspect on the northwest side of the property in the parking lot. The suspect confronted these responding officers with a firearm, and an officer-involved shooting occurred. The bravery and rapid response by our officers stopped the suspect's rampage on innocent victims, which definitely saved lives and prevented additional people from being victimized. Officers and personnel from the GSR provided medical aid to the victims until Reno Fire Department and REMSA arrived on scene. The quick response by these skilled medical professionals ensured immediate treatment and transportation without hesitation to local hospitals. During the incident, one officer sustained minor injuries, most likely from glass fragments. This was the only physical injury our officers received during the incident.
Boo! If anybody's going to get injured.
Officers, deputies from the Reno Police Department, Washoe County Sheriff's Office, Nevada Highway Patrol, Nevada State Police, Nevada Parole and Probation, Sparks Police, and several
Why is this dude looking at her so weird? Is he like checking out her ass or something?
First responders and GSR personnel enough for their
See, there he's doing it again.
And ensuring the victims of this tragedy received instantaneous help. The Sparks Police Department will be the primary investigating agency for
looks like he's driving down the road with his doors open.
And this is part of our county-wide protocol.
So about 7:30 this morning, a idiot walked into a casino in Reno, killed 3 people.
More details about the investigation.
None of them were cops, though.
Provide you information about this incident that is known at this time. The unidentified male suspect was observed walking onto the parking lot of the GSR from the north part of the property. The suspect continued walking on foot to the valet area of the GSR. Once at valet, the suspect produced a handgun and pointed it at a group of victims. The suspect's firearm malfunctioned. However, he was able to make it operable. Once operable, the suspect fired multiple times at the group of victims at valet.
So it jammed and he cleared the chamber.
In total, 5 people in the valet area sustained gunshot wounds, and 1 victim was pronounced deceased on scene. 4 other victims were transported to a local area hospital. Of those 4 victims, 1 was declared deceased at the hospital, 2 victims remain in critical condition, and 1 has been released from the hospital. It was later determined that the suspect had multiple firearm magazines with him at the time of the shootings. The suspect then fled back north through the parking lot, at which time a GSR security officer located the suspect in the parking lot, and the suspect opened fire on the security guard. The security officer returned fire at the suspect. The suspect then continued fleeing north through the parking lot. Another victim was driving through the parking lot, and the suspect opened fire on this person, striking the victim.
Was dragging?
That victim was pronounced deceased on the scene. Reno police officers arrived on scene and located the suspect, where he fired upon officers, striking a patrol vehicle. An officer-involved shooting then occurred. Multiple officers from the Reno Police Department discharged their firearms,
welcome in.
The suspect. The suspect was taken into custody and transported to a local area hospital.
We're going over all the shootings that have happened today.
In total, 6 victims were shot. 3 of them are now deceased. 2 remain in critical condition, and 1 was released. At this time, we have no reason to believe there is a connection between any of the victims and the suspect, and we have no known motive by the suspect. Our condolences to all persons involved.
Lost some money at the casino, possibly.
Especially to the family members of the deceased. The Sparks Police Department is lead on the investigation and will be assisted by the Washington County Sheriff's Office. This is an active investigation. Any new information related to the investigation will be released by the Sparks Police Department through written communication when possible.
That's about all the details we're going to get out of that. 6 people shot, 3 dead so far. That happened in Reno, Nevada. The suspect, still alive apparently, was taken to the hospital as of like an hour ago or 2 hours ago, whenever we heard from the cop. He was still alive.
Luigi Mangione, which was right at 50.
We're going back to New York City.
At the Hilton. So here you have two of the most concentrated areas of the city, and you have 2 shootings, one about 15 months ago, one today. I have a feeling it's going to change the mindset of New Yorkers, even New Yorkers who are hardened by what they've seen through the years.
You know, Dick, what's interesting, there were a lot of people who came out, right, from after that lockdown happened, and a lot of people seem to have been in good spirits. A couple of people we talked with, I don't know that we have that sound for you just yet, but they were, I wouldn't say they were unfazed, but they were like in really good spirits. It's New York City, you see things happen, you don't think it happens here, but we're okay. It's New York City, it's the NYPD. So we still have...
It's the NYPD. They probably shot somebody.
Believe it or not, you know, and so that was one thing that we realized. Okay, hold on. Were you guys in the building? Were you? Oh, no, not the building. Okay, sorry. We just thought we saw somebody coming out of the building here, but we don't. You guys have sound you said you want to go to right now?
This is live in NYC.
Well, I think this isn't what you expect, right? You're going out to dinner and you don't realize what's happening around you, and then you do start to see the sirens or hear the sirens. You start to see the lights, and you're just wow. But I will say, where we were very safe, I felt, and they did a great job of just telling us what was going on and what was happening outside.
What the fuck does that mean, legacy?
So yeah, those folks that you heard from, those folks were
liberal areas. Buddy, I'm gonna blow your mind. If you average it out for population, it's red areas that are the more violent.
It wasn't just that building that people were told to stay in place.
New York City, not even in the top 20 for homicides.
When we saw dozens and dozens, if not even close to 100 people eventually started making their way out. But Dick, to answer your question, yes, there's this fear in people's eyes we saw when we didn't know what was happening. And then a few hours later, there was a little bit of like relief and comfort from some of the people.
Those dangerous places in this country, places like Memphis,
in a few minutes,
Shreveport, St. Louis, all in red states.
For Ryan Lopez and I, and he wanted to talk with us almost in a therapeutic way, and he was just still very shaken and just very happy to get out of this alive.
In terms of population, New York City, one of the safest places you can be.
Some of the video that has been coming into our newsroom, Jen, thank you for that update from your local...
Doesn't work well for your narrative, though, does it? Legacy. Lenny, welcome in, my friend.
Quite the evening here tonight in New York City, as the sun has
coming to us from Omaha,
Midtown.
I have never been to Nebraska.
The police presence has not. Is still very heavy.
This is earlier footage.
Area as traffic, as the streets remain closed and the subways avoid stops in this area. It is a very sad night for the NYPD, who lost one of their own tonight to what appears to be a lone gunman.
But Memphis blows blue, yeah. Why is it all the red states, my friend? I just showed you. New York City, in terms of population, one of the safest places you could be. Why is it red states? Why is it red states?
Look suspicious, other than what he was holding in his hand.
Dressed for a job interview, but coming with a gun.
And
unbelievable.
But Memphis votes blue. What a stupid thing to say.
Went to the 33rd floor, and that is where at least one of the shootings took place. We do not know where the 2 officers were shot, but one of those officers...
And notice it's the right-winger that comes in and starts playing politics with this. I didn't do any kind of
and 2 civilians.
Speculation about politics
So many
or
police officers
red areas versus blue areas or anything. It is right-wingers that come in and constantly try to politicize tragedy.
Some people that looked as though they
Fucking morons.
We don't know how. Maybe they twisted an ankle trying to get out of the building. Others being so cooperative, holding up their hands. Obviously, listen, there's the injured man. He looks to be limping, but clearly holding up their hands, following.
Then why'd you say what you said?
NYPD.
Sounds like you're blaming Democrats.
Safely hold up your hands because there is an active shooter, and we need to make sure we can identify who is the innocent people here, and
who may not be.
Who may not be.
You know what?
Why would that be the first fucking thing out of your mouth?
Our members
If you weren't trying to blame Democrats.
going through such a loss. We walk around this city.
Like, seriously, brother, learn to feel embarrassment. And I know you're a brother.
And that is unlike any other city in America and perhaps in the world.
No woman's going to say anything that fucking stupid to me.
Granted, what they do for us. And isn't it the case that even when they went in a building, they encountered 2 members of the NYPD because...
What the NYPD do for us, one of the most corrupt police departments in the country.
Protect, but they're to help after the fact. And they're going to help that poor guy who hurt himself and any imaginable people who are running away and might have gotten injured. And we get this sense of protection by the NYPD because they're...
Sense of protection.
Usually they're on every single block in New York City. And tonight, it's just a pain.
I'm pretty sure it was the NYPD that resulted in the Supreme Court case that says cops have no duty to protect you.
Absolutely.
They were on a subway car, and they watched a dude get stabbed and did nothing about it. Dude sued the NYPD.
That are housed in there. It wasn't.
Supreme Court was like, cops are under no duty to protect you.
That are still working at the office, and you hear gunshots. And then certainly they were all told to stay in place. And then all of their families.
I think it was the NYPD because it could have been New Jersey.
And this.
Not many places have subways, though.
That must overcome you with emotion, worry. You said that you heard from your daughter.
Yes.
And it is part of living in the city. But on days like today, it's a moment where you pause. And you say to yourself, today's not a normal day in the city, and today is a day that we have to thank our...
It's a normal day in mass shooting USA. I don't know what you're talking about.
The state police, the FBI agents who have now all descended here to the scene, and then also ask the important question of why. Why did this happen? Why did this man feel as though that he had to take a weapon such as a long rifle?
Oh yeah, I forgot about the storms and also the Northern Lights happening this weekend, right?
To the 33rd floor of this building. Why?
What do I blame it on? The dude holding a fucking gun!
The NYPD usually comes out and briefs when...
That's what you blame it on!
Facts in order, but it's been a few hours.
You're literally seeing a picture of a dude holding... That's where the blame goes!
In the meantime...
But he may have been righteous. Hey, if he went in there to shoot up some bankers...
She spoke with people...
Or some executive at Blackstone, I'm not going to have a lot of sympathy for him.
Perhaps they're relaxed, they're going out for a drink, maybe they're just going home, but then all of a sudden everything changes in a split second.
And I've been watching them, some of them coming out of their work building here at 53rd and Park Avenue.
Legacy, my friend, I think you might be kind of dumb.
Actually, you can't see it from my vantage point. Security.
Sorry, you just...
Glass windows.
Seems like you're pretty stupid.
I'm looking at them right now. Actually, 6
But stick around. We'll educate your ass. Stay with us.
Has been leaving the building as they head home from work. But what some of the employees did tell me was that they did go on a lockdown. They were not evacuated. Now, I did speak to another employee about an hour and a half ago who was evacuated from the building. He had mentioned that the NYPD and security were...
Samson, welcome in.
This is at the time, remember, where the shooter was on the run. This was an active shooter situation. And Dick, you had just said...
They said shooter on the run.
This area had just experienced this about a little over seven and a half months ago with the CEO, with Luigi...
Yeah, they're trying to connect it to Luigi Mangione.
There was a manhunt. So here, when this happened, people don't know, where is this guy? Or are there other...
Who, a lot of us consider a hero.
Streets, as you can imagine. And of course, as the information is coming through, they don't know which streets are blocked off, which subways.
What the fuck does that mean, Caucasian? Yes, dude, I'm white.
More of a sigh of relief knowing that the shooter is no longer.
You want a cookie, Captain Obvious?
And people have been working or have been going out, calmly filing out. A lot of them just look really tired. I'm sure they probably are having a later day than usual. But here at 53rd and Park,
dude, you dumb. You real dumb.
At a standstill. Even though the crowds have thinned out, the area at a standstill. It is not. The perimeter has not decreased. It's actually increased. We were moved back during my previous live shot. So we have been standing here looking at counterterrorism, police, the FDNY. The canines have been out here as well. They've been sniffing some of the parked trucks, contracting trucks, delivery trucks. There are restaurants here. So these trucks were already parked here when this perimeter went into place. But it seems from and actually I'm looking at even New York State troopers are also here. You can see them in the gray. I thought or are they the sheriff? I can't actually see with the lights going off. But we have been told that the police are expected to brief us at some point. And Dick, as you said, we always want that information right away, but we also want the accurate information from police. And that's what the NYPD is known to do, is get their facts straight.
You got some pretty eyes.
The public and the press are going to be briefed, and we've been waiting for that to find out what exactly happened here, who this person was, who else is involved. So many questions that we will be getting answers to, hopefully, maybe tonight, hopefully in the morning. But again, we're just patiently waiting as a lot of these individuals, our workers, have been filing out, heading home after a very long day.
Yeah, Lenny, but I think you're supposed to be getting like flooding. I think it's supposed to go from extreme heat to extreme rain.
Is dead, and that it certainly seems that there is no active threat going on now. But when you look at that scene and you look at that situation, you can only imagine what people think about when they
This is the suspect apparently died on the 33rd floor.
Just expanded.
Took himself out.
We still have buses and subways which are being held off for now as the investigation continues. And one more time, we're looking at this photo of
So the cops didn't even take out the shooter. The shooter took himself out.
Avenue, as if he's just on a stroll in the afternoon. And as we pointed out earlier, there's no one surrounding him, perhaps because when you see that gun, you run. But you can only imagine, as you pointed out earlier, Christine, what it was like when he went through those revolving doors and when people saw him with that gun. And where there is almost certainly likely some form of security, where somebody would at least check your badge. Maybe they don't have a gun to respond to that sort of a situation. But in an instant, they knew that there was real trouble inside that building.
Absolutely. And if you are unarmed, obviously...
But yeah, we learned about corn sweat last week.
This person.
That corn actually puts off like a humidity
system. This building.
Well, Lord, I was here last night. I was just late.
These more modern buildings that have.
We did a whole show last night.
Large.
It just went from 10 until like midnight 30.
When it comes to security.
Instead of 8 into 10:30 as usual.
Confirm if there was any sort of building-wide alert.
No, I just was living life.
Building. But
was hanging out with Curiouser.
Alarms were raised, even if it was just via text message and phone calls to say
it's her fault. Blame her.
Building, in addition to obviously hearing the gunshots
and
that took place on the 33rd floor.
You make a very good point, because so many of these buildings, and our building and pretty much every building, has some sort of evacuation protocol.
Clinically, you'll be glad to know that somebody who is not living
another level.
Is one of the police officers that was shot during this mass shooting incident in New York City. We have one cop dead, one cop injured, 2 other civilians injured. The suspect killed himself.
Paying more attention after a night like this. So let's just review for our viewers that have been watching us on TV 10.
Got word that 6 people were shot, though. But this is confirmed through the news so far.
New York City, and at about 6:30 tonight, we started to hear reports of shots fired at 345 Park Avenue, which is the Bristol-Myers Squibb building. It also houses Bank of America, the Blackstone Group, KPMG, NFL. Those are some of the notable companies that have offices in this space.
Yeah, he could have been pissed about somebody's draft position or something.
Was shot.
NFL draft is going on, right?
At the scene, we're waiting for a news conference.
No, that happened a couple months ago.
Once they have that set up, of course, we will bring that to you.
D-minus, thank you for throwing out the gift sub.
First hearing, one NYPD officer was shot. We did learn
it was on the 33rd floor, Lenny.
Unfortunately and sadly.
But we don't know if that's where his target was.
Shot. We are told that one is in critical condition. We have seen video coming into our newsroom where we have seen police officers also just assisting people that look.
You mean this? What do you mean, Tyler?
Whether if they were just hurt trying to get out of the building or in a crowd, we don't know. But clearly police were there to help anyone that was trying to get away. Some people were evacuated and others were told to stay in place.
There's always that moment of panic in that split second. Let's go to Jenna DeAngelis, who is near the scene now. Jenna,
looks like a cool dude.
Your location?
I'd like to hold out hope that he was there to take out a CEO.
It's definitely calmed down a bit, but it still feels very chaotic in this area with all the police activity. You know, Dick and Christine, I keep thinking about all the people that went into work this morning thinking it was a typical Monday and then probably were wrapping up their day to all of this chaos, the active shooter in that building, and then all the buildings around it that went into a shelter in place. We actually spoke with a man off camera who says he works.
Lenny, what do you think about Nebraska? As I said, I've never been.
He said they went into.
Is it kind of hilly?
Without windows, and then they were escorted out by SWAT. He actually was standing here a short time ago and was figuring out.
Oh, well, thank you, Tyler.
Because all of his.
We find out what that news be doing Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
I just want to draw your attention to all the police activity here, and we've been watching all of these officers work and thinking of that NYPD officer.
Princess Gamberly, welcome in.
The other one who was injured during all of this. 2 civilians were also hurt. One appears to be in critical condition.
We are live currently. This is CBS News New York.
He's dead. Police say they responded.
This happened just a couple of hours ago.
In this area.
This is live currently.
PM at 3
Still an active scene.
Avenue. Again, that's for some people in the middle of their workday. We a short time ago spoke with a man who lives in the area. He said he was going to the gym and he obviously didn't make it there and has just been sort of walking around trying to make sense of this all. Take a listen.
I just saw a lot of commotion. I saw a bunch of cops kind of running in a group.
Flat as a pancake ass.
I just saw commotion, honestly. I didn't really see details. Again, I was going to the gym. I got sidetracked. I've kind of just been walking around since then and just scoping.
He's a cool looking dude.
I'm having a hard time even getting to my apartment. I'm like jumping over tape and stuff. So yeah, it's scary.
It seems a lot of these buildings that were sheltered in place have been cleared out. We saw people leaving in business casual attire and just looking shocked.
What do they have in Nebraska? Corn?
And again, our condolences to the family.
Soybeans?
One officer who was killed. I'll send it back to you in the studio, Dick and Christine.
All right, Jenna, thanks very much. So as we've pointed out, we're waiting to hear.
I have 3, Tyler.
And any other.
You want to see a different one?
And presumably the mayor. Many unanswered questions, waiting on an ID of this gunman, waiting on a motive, which is crucial, because that would imply perhaps that there's a larger issue involved here, or perhaps it was just the man with the gun and the grudge who shows up at his old office space. We don't.
Yeah, as we pointed out.
That was Maynard James Kitten.
And I suppose if you're not really paying attention when you're walking by.
As many do not.
I mean, listen, I'm guilty of not completely looking to see what people are carrying in their hand. But if you weren't paying attention.
I mean, the gun's pretty obvious.
As that long gun is that he is carrying, that long rifle is that he's carrying. If you're busy, on your phone or doing something else, preoccupied. He's, as you pointed out, Dick, he's not wearing, a typical, shooter type of attire where a lot of times they have their face covered.
What?
They have all black on.
So many times you hear people say at a shooting scene, I thought it was a movie being filmed.
Yes.
And I'm sure a lot of people had the reaction. Well, when the NYPD or Mayor Adams gives an update, we will bring it to you on CBS News New York. Look for much more tonight on CBS 2 News at 11. And
he doesn't look tactical. All right, so they're kind of cutting away until they get some more info. We'll do the same here. Let's get an update on the mass stabbing that took place over the weekend. This happened in Traverse City, Michigan. The suspect made his first court appearance earlier today.
Now to our other top story, that suspect in the mass stabbing at the Walmart in Traverse City appears before a judge.
Bradford Gilly is charged with terrorism and 11 counts of assault with intent to murder. Let's get live to Fox News' Amy Lang. She joins us now with the latest. Amy.
Well, Rip and Taryn, the suspect is...
Gilly? I think he deserves a Gilly slap.
A titty slap!
Come on now.
Known to have a history of mental illness, homelessness, and substance abuse for many years. In fact, deputies in nearby Emmett County were searching for 42-year-old Bradford Gilly to get him off the streets just the day before the stabbings. Prosecutors say Gilly's alleged crimes were caught on security camera. He was armed with a knife late Saturday afternoon when he allegedly stabbed 11 people near the checkout at the Walmart. The Good Samaritans chasing him down. Deputies arrested him. The victims, ranging in age from 29 to 84, rushed to the hospital. All of them are expected to recover. One was treated and released. As for Gilly, prosecutors say he is a danger to public safety. The judge agreed, but the defendant also had something to say.
The defendant does have 2 prior assaultive convictions, as well as at least 1, if not more, malicious destruction of property convictions. Additionally, he does unfortunately have a history of mental illness, including prior involuntary hospitalizations. I'd also ask you to look at the seriousness of the offense. Clearly, this is one of the most serious crimes that someone can commit in the state of Michigan, and it has a huge impact on public safety.
Certainly is one of the most heinous accusations from an individual that's been before this court in 30-some years.
Well, the tobacco, y'all like have the tobacco company and you're selling cigarettes with fiberglass and chemicals in them just to kill off the population, and you can't really accuse me of anything if you're doing that,
He ain't wrong. Good defense, dude.
So.
Okay. So I'm going to mute you for right now because I need to...
So as you heard there, Gilly trying to change the subject, the judge muting him, setting his bond at $100,000 cash. Now, the judge said she would see him back in court on August 12th. We should note that nearly 10 years ago, Gilly was found mentally incompetent to stand trial after trying to dig up a grave because he thought people were being buried alive. As of right now, with no job, no home, it appears he will be behind bars indefinitely. Back to you.
No job, no home, but he does have a brother who apparently has detailed his history of mental health issues.
And we are learning more about Bradford Gilly and what he was doing leading up to Saturday's events. Our Allie Baxter joins us live now from the Content Center. And Allie, you spoke with Gilly's family today.
Yeah, Maya, I talked to his older brother, Shane. He says he was at the beach when people started sending him photos of what turned out to be his brother, Bradford, being arrested.
But there is a backstory to this, and it's put our family through hell.
The man you see here being loaded into a sheriff deputy's car is 42-year-old Bradford Gilly, the man accused of stabbing 11 people at Walmart Saturday.
We knew this was coming, but not in this form.
But how did Gilly get here? As more information comes out about the mental health issues Gilly was fighting, his brother, Shane, sheds light on a battle that's been lifelong. Starting with what Shane says was a bad reaction to a combination of drugs that put him in a, quote, permanent trip when he was 15.
We were staying in the Ronald McDonald house down in Grand Rapids while he was being evaluated, and he never came out of it.
Shane says his family
fucking hate McDonald's, but the Ronald McDonald house actually does some good work.
Overwhelmed for the next 28 years trying to find long-term placement for his brother in a mental health facility.
And there's nothing available, and there has been nothing available. There's only temporary spots for him, and he would get into a temporary spot, get medicated for a little bit, and start doing really good, showed good signs to the doctors, and they said, well, we have no reason to hold him. He's doing good.
Gilly's vagabond tendencies mean the family was getting calls from law enforcement all across the country.
We're trying to track him down. We got police looking for him for wellness checks. We'll get calls in the middle of the night from the police in Pennsylvania that he's running.
This is really sad.
Naked.
In 2016, according to Emmett County Circuit Court records, Gilly believed someone was buried alive at Greenwood Cemetery in Petoskey, so he decided to dig up the grave. Several other headstones were shoved over in the same area. Those charges were dismissed and allowed him to plead not guilty due to insanity.
After 28 years of witnessing his ups and downs and his disconnection to reality, and talking about whether it be alien abductions or, chickens being spayed or neutered or something like that, like, what are you talking about, man? This is a true insanity case.
Before Saturday's mass stabbing incident in Grand Traverse County, 10 days ago, according to Mackinac City Police, Gilly argued with an employee at Mackinac Family Market and was asked to leave the store. An employee told police Gilly pulled a knife out of his pocket when he was outside, but did not threaten anyone. And in Petoskey on July 24th, the Department of Public Safety officers talked to him about loitering. They noted, based on concerns about his welfare, they petitioned Emmett County Probate Court for an order to place him in protective custody.
This has just gone on so far and so long that, like I said, you can't throw any more flags. You can't wave any more signals. You can't make any more smoke signals. Like, there's been fire here for so long.
Shane had this message to share on behalf of his family to those affected by his brother's alleged action Saturday.
To the families that have all been involved and the witnesses and everything, again, a big apology from my heart. All I can say is we've tried to get this under wraps for a very, very long time, and we've just been ignored.
Shane tells me he plans on writing a...
Man, I feel so sorry for that dude. It looks like he really cares and has tried to get his brother help throughout the years.
Ignored.
Shane tells me he plans on writing a letter to his brother in jail when he has the right words to say. Live in the Content Center, Allie Baxter, back to you.
So that was the brother of Gilly, the suspect. Here is two of the dudes. I find it weird that they're interviewing the two white dudes, not the actual... in the video, you see the actual guy with a gun holding the guy at gunpoint is a black guy with dreads. But for some reason, the news focused on these two as the heroes.
You guys were at the Walmart for what on Saturday?
We were going to pick up all the supplies for the boat. We rented a pontoon, a gorgeous pontoon, and by the way, we got fishing poles and snacks for the kids and drinks and beverages, and pretty much just whatever we needed while we were there, just to have a good time with the kids in the boat.
Stocking up for boat day.
Yeah.
Were you with your wives and kids at Walmart?
Our wives were.
That is true, Holiday. He might not have wanted to be on camera, but also I felt concerned for the fact that he had a gun out. In situations like that, the cops will pull up. We've watched numerous videos here on this stream of cops pulling up on the scene and then shooting a Good Samaritan that has a gun out.
My daughter and her best friend, Malia, and they were with us at the point in time. Well, we were checking out. So everything was good the whole time we were in Walmart, except the amount of time we were staying in there. We felt like it was forever looking for stuff random things that our wife gave us a list to get. But yeah, we were just checking out, and I had the kids, and we just talked. Like he said, we talked.
Had to take a shot at the wife.
One of the ladies, and she was we want to go to Florida, so she was telling us she lived in Florida, and then we checked out nicely and had to say, goodbye, thank you, and everything. And as we were exiting, we could hear. We just kind of saw him coming up, and then he started yelling, which kind of drew my attention more to him. And he started yelling, "He's got a knife! He's got a knife!" And then he turned around and then he said something along the lines of "Get out of there!" And that's when you heard like a mass panic.
It happened in
wave,
You heard screaming?
Oh, screaming, bloody mercy.
Yeah, it went from nothing's happening to panic, extreme panic. It was a light switch. It just
a lot
happened.
of people.
Yeah. And we don't And the hardest part is to understand is how he stabbed so many people, because we basically seen him within 10 seconds of the panic, and he got someone on the way, 2 people on the way out, or maybe 3.
Well, there's more than that, but what we saw was a couple people.
So originally we only thought it was 3 people. We never would have guessed 11.
No.
You saw him stab a few people?
He did. I was somehow right behind him and didn't see it.
As I was checking out, my daughter, they were behind me. I was pushing the cart, and I could see him through like some of the grocery stack. There's like gaps in this cart, so I kind of seen something moving faster. And as I seen, I yelled at my daughter and her friend. I said, "Stay here." And it was like everybody froze, and then I seen him just right in front of me, and I could see the knife in his hand. It's like we locked eyes, me and him did. And I was like, I just took off running after him. And that was the point when I come around the corner, I seen him stab that guy in the shoulder in the entry-exit way. And then I didn't have a weapon, so I just grabbed an empty grocery cart and just started running up behind him as hard as I could. And right when he did that, he ran up behind the lady and he just stuck her right in the back, right as she was going through like the crosswalk between the parking lot.
You saw him stab a woman in the back?
Yeah, just as far as he could get the knife into her. And then she went right down, and I could just see the blood flying out of her. And that's when he shuffled the knife from hand to hand, and he like spun and stopped like he was gonna come back and get her again. And then he looked at me again, and I was coming out with the grocery cart, and he tried to turn around. And when they did that, I hit him right in the rear, just as hard as I could with the grocery cart. And then another guy came up with the grocery cart and hit him again.
You're both hitting him with grocery carts?
Just pinning him back, and then I picked mine up, and I had it over my head, and I was trying to hit him with it, and he hid behind the pole. And then after that, I just threw the grocery cart down, and he kind of stumbled through 2 cars, and that's when I seen the other Marine with the pistol come up and just draw down on him. That's when you see me in the video come around the back and just,
Yeah, that was the black guy with the dreads.
Knife down. He had the knife out for a minute. He did look like he was going to come back at us, even though the gun was pointed at him.
Come back at you?
Yep, both of us,
Yeah.
me and the guy with the gun. And so he tried to come back, but then he stopped and hesitated, and his eyes were just crazy. And then he like slowly hesitated to close the blade, and then he kind of just set it down. And the moment he set it down, I grabbed it, and that's when we circled him around. And I can't really exactly in my mind remember how we got him down. I remember being the last one on top of him. I'm not sure if somebody came up behind him and hit him and knocked him down or something, but at that point, then it was on. I had the knife in my right hand closed, and I had my hand down here in front of him, and I was just yelling, "Don't you effing move!" And his eyes were just looking at me, bulging. And as I stood, I was just on top of him the whole time. And then the deputy come flying in with 2 knees and a rifle and landed on him. And that's when I helped him flip him over, and then he tried to get back over, and then we flipped him over and detained him. Yeah, on his way out, right when he stabbed that lady, after I tried to get him the first time, he yelled, "I'm a soldier," which I didn't understand what he was talking about. I mean, I thought at first maybe he was talking about he was in the military or some point in time, but I don't think he was.
I don't think he was.
Everybody in Walmart were bad people that they pretty much need to die. And that's when I just kept pursuing him. And then even on the ground, he kept saying, when I was on top of him, that he was a soldier. And I was like, well,
He's God's soldier.
Marine. And then he just kind of stopped. So I didn't know what he was talking about being.
Yeah, Flash.
What? But I don't think he was a veteran at any point in time. But maybe he was a soldier of his own. Whatever reason he was doing what he was doing. I just was trying to stop the whole situation because I knew, maybe I don't know why, just instinct. I just went after him, and I wanted the whole situation to stop. I wasn't going to let him go. I knew that. He wasn't going to get away from me. I expected to get stabbed or injured.
All I know is when the guy, Derek, showed up with the gun, I knew we were safe.
Yep.
At least hopefully he had bullets. I mean,
it slowed him down a lot. It took it
Seeing
from
the
up
gun.
here. Yep.
It took the tone down. It really did. I knew that was, and obviously, they were fighting with him for 20, 30 seconds, would you say?
Yeah.
And then the guy showed up with the gun. It changed the narrative.
Yep.
It did. So that's when I started the video record. Plus, I heard, I thought they were all killed.
I don't know if maybe I don't know if Derek saw the stabbings. I know he.
I bet you're right, Flash. Hello, welcome in.
He may have.
He may have saw the stabbings, but I know that he came in from left field with his pistol out, and I think that the guy that did the stabbings needs to thank Derek for saving his life.
The guy that did the stabbing needs to thank Derek for saving his life. go to Illinois. Probably should have been hitting the content warning for all this shit. Man allegedly stabbed 71-year-old man. Oh, nope. This is a different story. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile,
that was the story before this.
Man is accused of shooting and killing his daughter-in-law after a wedding outside a Schaumburg hotel. 76-year-old Roland Schmidt has been charged with first-degree murder. Schmidt allegedly shot Christine Moyer outside the Schaumburg Marriott on Friday night. Police say Schmidt was upset with Moyer, who had filed for divorce from his son. Schmidt allegedly shot her in the head before he was subdued by a Good Samaritan. Moyer later died at the hospital.
Damn. That's sad. So I had been under the impression it was like her wedding she was coming out of. Apparently she was like attending a wedding. Viral video over the weekend of a fight that happened in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's got everybody talking. The mayor of Cincinnati responds.
City leaders about that fight are pouring in. Mayor Aftap Puraval talked with WLWT's Karen Johnson this afternoon. We asked about Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon's tweet about this incident, saying, quote, where race is a motivation, federal law may apply, end quote. The mayor calling that comment irresponsible.
There's no indication at this point that that race was a motivation in this violent act. But that's why, frankly, the police chief and I have been very intentional about our communications, because there's a lot of speculation raging from very high levels of the national government, which is disappointing. But I think the Cincinnatians here locally deserve the truth and deserve kind of non-politicized information to further any kind of specific agenda. And that's what we're committed to doing. And that's what we're trying to do.
They did not show the video. Hold on. I've got it bookmarked over here. And then I'll play you the clip why it's getting politicized. Silent, welcome in. Go back a little bit. You see this black dude hitting that white guy. I believe something happens before this dude gets attacked. A white man in a polo shirt is chased and thrown to the sidewalk. I feel like he attacked somebody beforehand. Or he's kicked and stomped on by a group including women. Pretty sure he had this yeah. Another angle shows others jumping into the disturbing brawl. Woman is seen trying to help him before she gets knocked out cold. Damn! It remains unclear what sparked it, but witnesses told WXIX that one of the groups made racial comments before the blows started. Yeah, she got knocked the fuck out.
Sleeping again. Boom.
Another video being circulated on social media, which also purported to be from the Cincinnati Brawl. A different man is also seen being knocked out with one punch.
Sleeping again. Boom.
Oh!
I got that too.
Oh, they're dragging him across the street.
Karma big. He shouldn't be outside.
Of course, FOP comes out against it, and we have stupid ass J.D. Vance, he was in Ohio today giving a speech. He brought it up during his speech. Trying to make a racial issue out of it. Audio sounds like he's under a couch. So does J.D. Vance mean the white guy that apparently started it? Because I believe I found the whole video. Let's see here. We've got several videos. This is at the start. This is where, like, the argument is starting here. He apparently assaulted a woman. That's why he's getting the fuck beat out of him. He apparently laid his hands on a woman, also throwing some racial slurs around.
Damn. Goldie, no, Goldie, don't do that. Goldie, let him go, Goldie.
I did not see the white guy assault anybody. This is the woman's getting ready to get fucking knocked out.
This is what they wanted, though.
There are more videos here.
Damn! Damn!
So she's trying to like push that dude back.
Damn! Oh, shit!
Knocked her out fucking cold.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Damn! Bleeding from the mouth.
Whoa! Whoa!
That's dangerous too. Her head falling back on the pavement like that. I've seen multiple cases where people died.
Wake her up!
They get punched in the mouth for saying some shit that fall back, hit their head, and die.
Damn! Damn! Damn!
I'm not sure she deserved that. That might be crossing the line right there. I doubt she'll try to intervene in anything ever again. Do we have any other video? So Grok says the video shows the white man starting it by throwing the first punch at the black man. I'm not sure I see that in the video. Oh, was that it? Can you not really see him throw the punch? There it is. Yeah, he started it. He threw the first punch. And what a pussy punch it was. Did you guys see that? He barely tapped the dude. If you're going to take a shot, fucking take a shot. Damn. See, there's like a love tap. They're saying there were racist slurs thrown around as well. Kind of reminding me of the pier brawl in Alabama a couple years ago. Police gave a press conference on this just a few hours ago. This is about 4 hours ago. So this is the latest information. We'll find out if anybody was charged.
Hey guys, how are you? Okay, first of all, I have to move some of your mics. All right. So thanks for coming out, folks. I want to take a minute to give you guys an overview of the incident from the weekend. First of all, I think it's very important that everybody understands we had well over 150,000 people in the downtown area this weekend. We had a major Big 3 basketball tournament at the arena. We had a Reds game.
Honestly, she looks better in her picture back here.
And we had the Cincinnati Music Festival. Wonderful, wonderful events for this city and all the people who attended it. Unfortunately, we had one incident late Friday night into Saturday morning that is getting all the attention and undoing the good stuff that happened this weekend. That's the incident that you're well aware of that occurred at 4th and Elm. I, like many, woke up Saturday morning to the video. The incident occurred. We got our first call at 3:06 a.m. First officers were on the scene at 3:12 a.m. Based on the body cam footage that I've watched, that response time is completely acceptable because the downtown area still had traffic congestion from all of the events. Upon arrival, the fight was over with. The fight was over with when the officers arrived. And the majority of the participants were gone. The officers did exactly what they are trained to do. They gathered information from the victims that were still at the scene to complete an offense report. I will tell you, at this time, we have victims and suspects identified, and we have charged 5 people in this offense. I'm not going to release that information to you. I will say, if individuals were down there and participated in this event, it would be in their best interest to come turn themselves in at one of our police districts. We have 5 we have charged and anticipate more. Let me be clear. Anyone who put their hands on another individual during this incident in an attempt to cause harm will face consequences. I don't care which side of the incident or the fight they were on. If they place their hands on somebody in an attempt to cause harm, that is unacceptable. This is still an open investigation, and all potential charges are being investigated for everyone involved.
Well, Samson, the cops couldn't make it down there. That's what she said. Like, the response time was adequate because it was crowded.
Are on the table, including, were some of these individuals overserved at some local establishments? It is clear to us that alcohol played a part, a significant part, in this incident. I want to thank every citizen who has come forward and provided us with information. Some of those tips have led to the charges being signed. However, for us to have 100 or so people down there involved in and or watching this event, recording with their cell phones, and for us to get only 1 phone call of this incident is unacceptable in this city. What?
Really? You mean it all got taken care of? They dispersed, and she's upset that they didn't get called onto the scene. Seemed like they fucking took care of it themselves, and you really don't need the cops involved.
Did the right thing and called 911. Another point I want to make about this, you have heard me for over a year now talk about holding our juveniles in this city accountable for their behavior and trying to hold their parents accountable.
Those didn't look like juveniles.
For behaving. What should we expect from our youth if this is the kind of adult behavior that is setting an example for them?
Those look like they were like 30-year-olds.
Unacceptable by the adults in our community. Unacceptable.
She's so pissed.
Another topic I want to cover real quick. Social media and journalism and the role it plays in this incident.
What?
And yes, guys, that's you. That is you.
The fuck?
Social media, the post that we've seen, does not depict the entire incident. That is one version of what occurred.
Well, tell us the facts.
At times, social media and mainstream media and their commentaries are a misrepresentation of the circumstances surrounding any given event.
Well, to be fair, a lot of the videos show the black guys assaulting the white guy. Like, those are what are circulating. You don't see the whole thing. So perhaps she's upset that the fact that the white guy started it isn't included.
That causes us some difficulties in thoroughly investigating the activity and enforcing the law. Because what happens, that social media post and your coverage of it distorts the content of what actually happened. and it makes our job more difficult. My absolute gratitude for the investigators who came in on Saturday as soon as this video was posted and rolled their sleeves up and got to work. They have done an amazing amount of work in a short period of time. I want to look to the men and women. If you can see me or hear me now, I want to say thank you to the men and women of CP.
Oh, fuck you, cops.
You made this weekend, outside of this one incident, an amazing success for this city. It is because of your hard work that we are able to have such large-scale events here in Cincinnati. And we will continue to do that because of the work that the police do all of the time for this city. To the men and women, if nobody else has told you today, thank you. Thank you for stepping up, no matter what is being said about our city, our leadership, our department. I say thank you to every man and woman, civilian and sworn, on this department. Your work does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Chief, did anyone go to the hospital?
Praying for me? First of all, what the fuck are you talking about? Who are you praying to? If you are a Christian, your God commands you to pray to yourself and keep it to yourself instead of coming in here in my chat and fucking making a show of it like the hypocrites. Would you like me to show you the Bible verse that says that? So, should you be a Christian, you're not even following your own commands, you stupid fuck. Well, what are you praying for me for? What's wrong with me? You're going to come in here and tell me that you're going to pray for me like there is something wrong with me? Buddy, you think you can telepathically communicate with a deity? There is fucking something wrong with you. Fucking learn to feel embarrassment. Show you the verse that says to pray to yourself? Yeah, hear you, stupid prick. Will you stop doing fucking shit like that now? Matthew 6, 5, and 6. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. You're a dumbass that doesn't even know your own theology. So don't ever come into my chat and tell me you're going to pray for me as if there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with your dumbass. You're going to pray for me? I'll do a rain dance for you, motherfucker. Your spells and incantations are not needed. Grow the fuck up and stop fucking acting like you have a invisible friend that you talk to. Learn to feel embarrassment. Sorry, guys. Fucking. I have calmed down on the evangelical atheism. I used to be very in your face about wanting to take down Christians. I've got many Christian friends and they're wonderful. They don't come in and say condescending things to me like they'll pray for me. Yeah, you're a Pharisee. You're a Pharisee. That's literally what you're being called. You understand that, right? You're the hypocrite. You're not supposed to come in here and say you'll pray for me because that's you making a show of prayer. I just showed you the verse. You're fucking not even following the book. See, that's the thing. Be glad there is no God, because you don't follow the fucking book you profess to believe in. So lucky for you, there's no fucking God, because you would certainly go to hell. You stupid fuck. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get all upset about this shit. I fucking hate Christians being condescending as fuck. You stupid pricks. Eat my dick. Well, I mean, I'm not one to talk about going off the handle. I went off the handle pretty easily just then. Oh, God. Once again, I would like to be flying out to LA to be on Jubilee here in a couple of weeks, but also I'm not really excited about flying.
Have you seen this? Over the weekend, an American Airlines flight bound for Miami catches fire at Denver International Airport. 173 passengers and 6 crew were on board. One person was even taken to the hospital with a minor injury. A passenger who recorded the evacuation from inside the Boeing 737 MAX 8 recalls the incident.
Everyone started kind of like shoving and like moving in different directions. Nobody really knew where to go. And then finally, like, the flight attendant said, go to the back, go to the back. And so then, of course, everybody else started saying, go to the back. So we all start running to the back. And that's when we went down the slide.
Oh my gosh, and you can see her face there too. Well, the FAA says that it is investigating. But to talk a little bit more about what happened on that flight, Fox's Kennedy Hayes is live at Denver International Airport tonight.
Yeah, Kennedy, you know, the last, 6 months or so, we hear aviation issue and all of our ears perk up because there have been just kind of these smaller incidents. Do we have any idea what sparked this particular fire? What happened here?
Yeah, hi, Simone and Amy. Well, this all happened when the flight was about to take off Saturday. Now, the FAA says it was an issue with the plane's landing gear, and American Airlines says specifically it was a tire. And that passenger described how the plane started shaking. She heard a loud boom, and then everyone had to evacuate the airplane, some off of
John, I don't want you to send me a private message. It was condescending. To come in and say you're going to pray for me is condescending as fuck. If you would like to talk to me, 917-830-4359, or you can jump in the Discord. And I'll listen to what you have to say. But brother, I don't have much love for you. At all. Flash, I applied to be on Jubilee. I sent in my application Saturday? Friday? You got to go through a whole process. It was several different essays I had to write. I had to make a video. So I am supposed to know by the end of the week. And yes, I would be one of the 20. That's what Curser was like. Oh, you're going to get gangbanged. And I'm like, no. I'd be one of the gangbangers. I'm not big enough to get gangbanged yet. But I'm all about it. Italian Squirrel, welcome in. Michael! Welcome in, my friend. As I said, I used to be very evangelical atheist, and I have Textilian. Welcome. Also, just a few minutes, about 10 o'clock, we're gonna start Live Music Monday. Chuck Mangione, Tom Lehrer. But man, it pisses me off when people like our friend John Prick come in and they're like, I'll pray for you. It implies that you have, some divine intervention that you know of, that you're better than me, that you're trying to offer me some sort of condolence. And like, buddy, you're the stupid one. You know that, right? Like, there's no fucking God. If you're living your life because you think there's some man up in the sky looking over you, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, that's another thing. The fact that about 1,000 pastors are arrested every year for child molestation, if you're religious, you automatically throw up a red flag to me. It does imply that. What do you think it implies, you stupid fuck? It implies that you have some knowledge I don't have. What other thing could you be implying by it? Furthermore, I showed you in the very book that you don't fucking believe in, it tells you not to do the very thing that you're defending. And doesn't that give you pause that I know your book better than you do? And that's another thing. Hey, I've read the Bible. I've taken classes on Christianity. It's why I'm an atheist. Because it's fucking bullshit. Yeah, you're one of the shitheads. You are absolutely one of the shitheads, whether you want to believe it or not. Are you going to call in or not? If not, I'm going to move the fuck on. Come on, man. Put your money where your mouth is. Call in and tell me about how God loves me. How you're praying for me. Come the fuck on. You're the shittiest people on the planet. Honest to God. Christians are the absolute worst people on the planet. Want me to prove that to you? This man considered himself a Christian during his death. Was one of the shittiest people, known for lying. Ooh. They keep fucking posting it in the chat. So not only are you condescending to me, you're stupid too. 917-830-4359. Thank you, Flash. I was getting ready to do it. I usually only clip things I think will go viral on YouTube. It's got to be like a topic, like if I'm talking about somebody specific. If he calls in, I'll clip it though. I usually clip calls. Come on, proselytize to me. Tell me about God's love. I'd love to hear it. Caller, you're on the Troll Patrol. What's going on? Oh.
Man, how you doing?
Hey, John, what's going on, brother?
You know what? You're right. I have to agree with you about some things about what you're saying.
I know I'm right.
I know. Christians are a bunch of hypocrites, man, and we are not good people.
I know.
Now, the difference between like a true Christian and somebody who walks around saying they're a Christian is that, you know, we're a fallen species as human beings, as you all know, right?
What does that mean?
It means that sin is our nature.
That's dumb.
We're naturally bad, right?
No, we're not. That is the thing I hate about religion. You're not naturally bad. There is no such thing as good behavior or bad behavior. There is human behavior and the labels that we give to it.
Well, human behavior is naturally bad behavior.
Religion teaches you that you're flawed or something so they can take advantage of you.
How is that?
What do you mean, how is that?
How are they taking it? Well, how are they taking advantage of me? I know that there are definitely entities out there that are more than willing to take advantage of people who are...
Brother, Christianity is $1 trillion fucking industry.
I know, and that's the kind of thing that really pisses me off, actually. I agree with you 100% on that. Believe it or not.
So what?
I get
So they're out
with-
here telling people they're flawed. They need to give their tidings to their God and shit.
Well, a true Christian doesn't believe in tithing. Tithing is actually something that comes from the Levitical law. And if you read the book of Corinthians, Paul talks about how God doesn't have tithing anymore since the death of Christ. He only wants a cheerful giver.
Okay,
There's no
fair, yeah,
requirement
fair.
for tithe.
Okay, yeah. Jesus was a new covenant, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't mean that Christians aren't out here citing Levitical law, especially when it comes to, like, attacking my friends who are gay.
No, I would never do that. And I don't stand behind people that would.
But you promote a ideology that does.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I do not. No, because the ideology of Christianity does not attack people for being gay at all.
Then why are there so many Christians out here attacking gay people?
There's
Brother,
not.
we played a video last night.
There are. We got the radical weirdos out there that do that for sure, right?
It's not radical. It is the mainstream belief in the church.
It isn't, though, because if you look at like the way that Christianity has gone, there are a lot of fallen
The Southern
denominations.
Baptist Convention
that
is getting ready to split in half over the issue.
What issue?
Of gay people.
What are you talking about? Of gay people what?
In the church.
I mean, you're just saying of gay people in the church. I go to a Southern Baptist church. We have gay people in our church.
Then you don't know what's
embrace
going
them
on
and
with the
we love
Southern
them.
Baptist Convention right now.
Oh,
Man,
I do.
Then you know
And
there's a huge split over it, right?
It would have been passed. Right, and I wish that the law amendment would have been passed, which would
And
have
which
actually
side is the majority?
disqualified women from being pastors.
And
Sorry?
which side is the majority?
You know what? I don't even know anymore.
It's the anti-gay side. It's the anti-women side. That's the majority.
But how's it anti-gay or anti-women to go with what the Bible says? That's all I'm asking, because there's nothing at all in the Bible, or nothing at all in Scripture, or nothing at all in the teachings or my beliefs and the beliefs of my brothers and sisters in the church, my church, I'm talking about my local church, that would immediately disqualify anybody for being a woman or being gay. We don't hate the fact that they have those strong attractions, or they have these sort of, I mean, you could compare it to a lot of things, right? Like maybe somebody has the need to steal, shoplift, kleptomaniac. It doesn't mean you should do it, right? We're going to condemn that behavior the same way we're going to condemn.
So you're
somebody
saying
who's
being
gonna
gay
wanna
is
try to
wrong?
marry well, it's complicated.
No, it's not.
It is. It's anti-biblical. Having feelings of same-sex attraction isn't necessarily wrong.
Brother, the fact that being gay is natural proves that the Bible is fucking stupid.
Well, it proves that people are flawed, is what it proves.
No!
Yeah. Because
the Bible
look,
is
let me
telling
ask
you
this.
you're flawed in order to take advantage of you. Religious people
Let me
tell
ask
you
you
you're
this,
flawed to take advantage of you. You're not flawed.
Can
You're
I-
perfect exactly the way you are.
Can I ask you this?
Go ahead.
If I'm a married guy of 20 years with 3 kids in high school, and I feel like cheating on my wife and destroying up and blowing my family up, does that make me flawed, or is that the way God wanted it?
Okay, it is natural to want to have sex with other people. Monogamy is not
To
natural.
want to do these things. It's not
Monogamy
natural
is
to
not
actually do them, though.
natural. That's another strike
Exactly.
against the Bible. We
No,
are
no,
not
that's
meant to be
exactly right.
monogamous creatures. Some people will find
No,
one
that's
person.
exactly right.
Very fucking rare.
No.
Because you'll
you're
love
100%
different people in
correct.
your life. You'll fall in and out of love with people. Totally
Of course,
natural.
yes. Of course, it just depends on how you react to it. See, that's the issue that Christians are dealing with, isn't that people do it.
No,
It's that
Christians
they
are being
succumb to it.
repressed from their natural urges and feelings by a stupid book written in the Bronze Ages that has no bearing on
Actually,
our
it was way
lives.
before that, dude. It was way before that.
I mean, fucking Christianity, the New Testament was.
Well, the New Testament, yeah, but we're going back like 4,000 or 5,000 years to Genesis.
Well, yeah,
And
but
then-
like the fucking Old Testament, like is complete bullshit. There's at least some historical value to the New Testament.
You can have there's definitely a historical value to the New Testament for sure. But I mean, you can have your opinions on it, but I'm upset about the fact that you're calling us all hypocrites.
You are.
And no, we're not. All humans.
I
are
read you the
hypocrites.
verse, my friend. Pray
Yeah,
to
but
yourself.
that verse-
You're not supposed to come in and
that
make a
verse-
show out of prayer. And that's a first fucking thing you did. You are a hypocrite.
You know what? I don't think so, because that's not what that's referring to.
It
dude.
literally
I'm not
said
standing
it
out
in
on
the
street
fucking
corners
verse. You're a
doing it
hypocrite.
ju- no,
Do
no,
not
no.
pray
Hold
in
on.
public like the hypocrites.
Can I explain the context of that to you, if you don't mind?
Every goddamn Christian tries to tell me I'm taking something out of context when it's right there in red lettering. It says what it says.
I know what it says, but I can
And then
tell you
I
the
always get
context
like an
before and
essay
after.
about why like what it says is not what it says. And it is maddening because you guys will not
No,
accept
no.
facts.
Justin. No. I accept the facts. I know that's what it says.
Yeah. So you admit you're a hypocrite.
Well, of course I'm a hypocrite, dude. I'm a human being.
In that very
We're all
specific
human beings.
instance, coming into my
we
chat.
We are a fallen species.
You
We are
keep
all
saying
hypocrites in
that.
our own way.
We're not a fallen species. That's stupid.
How do you not see that being a fact around you every single day?
How is that a fact?
Well, I don't know. You were just talking about some thing that happened in New York City earlier, and then you were talking about some situation in Cincinnati. Do you think that a righteous and good species would do that?
Yeah.
Or even think about doing that?
What, have
No,
conflicts
because
and
we're
shit?
fallen.
What the fuck? What
but
does
conflict
righteous
for
and
what
good
reason? No
mean?
reason.
Once again, there is no good behavior, there is no bad behavior. There is only human behavior and the labels we ascribe to it.
Right, and bad behavior is typically done by human beings. Like, we wouldn't... there's a lot of people... Let me give you this example. There's a lot of people on the pit bull debate who would say pit bulls should be eradicated because they're just dangerous and evil. And then there's a lot of people that say pit bulls, it depends on how they're raised, right? So,
I mean, babies
but
are
there is
tasty.
good
I
and
don't
bad
blame a
behavior.
pit bull for eating one.
I'm sorry?
Babies are tasty. I don't blame a pit bull for eating one.
I mean, I saw a movie once, dude, that said they're the other white meat. That might be right. I don't know.
But like, why are you
You
so
know,
good? Okay, like, fucking prove your God to me, man. Like how? Like you keep saying we're a fallen species. We're a fallen species. Like that predicates that there's some God that assigns morality to us. I don't. Okay, listen to this, man. I was raised by parents who didn't give me mysticism. There was no Santa Claus. My presents came from mom and dad. There was no Easter bunny. My Easter basket came from mom and dad. So, like, the idea that there's some God out here in the world is foreign concept to me because I wasn't raised with any kind of mysticism. So, like,
and that's cool, man. You know what? Can I start off by saying, sounds like you have pretty awesome parents, brother.
No.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. But
I mean, it wasn't a conscious decision. My mom is autistic as fuck.
Okay. And you're doing okay, and
Yeah.
she's probably doing okay, and you're probably taking good care of her, huh?
No, we're estranged.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
I'm
I
just
am.
telling you that I was raised without mysticism. So to me, you talking about a God makes you sound like a fucking lunatic.
Well, I mean, that's okay. I mean, you know, the quote about Jesus Christ is he's either God, he's either a liar, or he's a lunatic. Only one of those apply, right? And I guess it's up to each individual to decide
Well,
which
no,
one he is.
because I've studied history. I know that there was no Jesus. He was like an amalgamation of multiple messianic figures that were in the
Okay,
area
now
at the
that
time.
part, I'm going to have to step in and go, That isn't even. That's just an opinion.
There
Jesus
is
Christ
no
is a
evidence that
documented
Jesus
historic
ever
figure.
existed. The first mention of him is like
What
70.
What about Joseph of
The
Arimathea?
first fucking mention of him is like 50 to 70 years after he supposedly existed.
Oh boy, that's okay. I mean,
But that's true.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's true. The very first mention of Jesus in history was like in AD 70.
You think so, huh?
I don't think so. I know so because I've studied this shit.
Oh my gosh, dude! Wow.
So would you trust me right now talking about like I knew Elvis in the 1950s? You wouldn't trust me writing about him, would you? I wasn't a contemporary.
No, I wouldn't. No, but the Bible doesn't work like that. Look, and I'll be honest with you about this, okay? I am not a Christian. What do you call it? Damn it! What's the guy who knows the things?
Evangelical?
No. Oh man,
scholar.
Scholar. There you go. See, I can't. See, that's how smart I am. You can't even figure the word scholar.
Well, I mean, clearly I know the book better than you
scholar.
do.
Well, no,
Yes.
you picked out what you wanted to, and
no, I mean I could cite you many other verses.
Huh?
I can cite many other verses. I've read it. I've studied it. I took the historical Jesus when I was in college. Had one of the best biblical scholars. There were actually preachers that would come and take this man's class at the college I was at. I was in his class with a local preacher.
I believe that, but I think that there's so much evidence.
There's
that
none
points to the Bible being
None.
real.
Zero. Goose egg.
Look, again, I'm not a theologist. I'm not a scholar, but I have paid much attention. I mean, check out some things by Voddie Baucham or Wesley Huff or some of these John MacArthur. Some of these.
Why would I? Why don't you go read Bart Ehrman, the leading Christian scholar, the leading biblical scholar in the country, was a Christian when he started his studies, is now an atheist because you just can't believe that shit.
Well, what about Lee Strobel?
Lee Strobel,
The Case for Christianity.
the dude that wrote those stupid ass books like fucking 20 years ago, right? Fucking fucks Lee Strobel. Why would I listen to him about anything? I cited the leading biblical scholar in the world, and you're like, well, what about Lee Strobel that wrote some books to make some money?
Why don't we just listen to Billy? What's his name?
Why don't you go listen to George fucking Carlin, dude?
Oh, that'd be great. Let's do that.
Yeah, why don't you listen to him? He'll tell you why religion is bullshit.
All your house is just a big pile of stuff with a lid on it, man.
But I don't understand why you're so behind this notion of God, dude. Why can't you let it go? I think you're weak-minded if you can't live a life without a God. You some fucking beta-ass cuck.
I used to be on your side, man, brother, for so many years.
You want me to throw this one at you? Remember I told you I was raised without mysticism? I went to church on my own in high school. I was the religious one. I was where you're at. And you know what I did? I studied the Bible and I realized it was bullshit. So why don't you read the whole thing and then get back to me?
Oh, I have.
You've read the whole Bible.
I can't quote it chapter and verse
I
like
don't
you can,
believe
dude.
you, because if you read the whole Bible, you get about like fucking halfway through Genesis and be like, well, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking
Brother, the
craziness
first
in
fucking
Genesis,
page,
isn't
it said God created the sun on the third day. A day is necessitated by the Earth's rotation around the sun. Or the Earth's rotation relative to the sun. How could there have been 3 days?
God has no time.
But humans do, and humans wrote the fucking book. That's how you know it was written. That is how you know it was written by humans and not a god. It was not divinely inspired. It was just some humans that didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground, and they wrote it.
That's amazing. Those people had something going on.
They did?
If they didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground and they could write such a divine work, that's unbelievable.
They didn't write a divine work. The book is fucking stupid, dude.
Oh, man.
It's like the third paragraph of Genesis. It's fucking nonsense.
I mean, I know that we're going to agree to disagree with Justin. I do like you, man.
Because you can't accept facts, brother.
No, I can accept a lot of facts.
Then why are you clinging to this notion? Because my contention is that the belief in God makes us all worse. Makes you a worse person.
I didn't say it makes us a worse person, dude.
I did.
That's up to us to decide.
It makes you a worse person.
It makes us all just human. That's it. That's all.
No, you came in here being condescending to me because you have some belief in God.
I'm not, dude, Justin. I'm not condescending to you. Trust me when I tell you.
Then what did you mean when you told me you'd pray for me?
It means I'm going to pray for you.
But that is so condescending.
That I love you as a human being, and it means that I respect your wit and your sarcasm.
No, it sounds like you're talking down to me. When you say you're going to pray to me, it's like you have some divine intervention that I don't have. It is condescending as fuck.
No, here's the thing. I don't have any divine intervention that you don't have. I don't have any
I know your book better than you do.
I don't have any divine intervention at all.
So why would you say that to me?
Say what?
That you would pray for me.
Because I care about you.
Oh my God, dude!
It's simple.
So that implies that there is something wrong with me.
Not at all. I pray for my wife too. I pray for my parents. I pray for myself. There's obviously something. We're human beings, dude. There's something wrong with every single one of us. Now, what
there is nothing wrong with any of us.
Some of us might be serial killers. Some of us might be rapists. Some of us might cheat on our taxes.
But that's just, brother. But that's just human behavior again. There is no such thing as good behavior or bad behavior. There's only human behavior
So we come to an understanding now. It seems.
What understanding?
Well, that it's all human behavior.
And then we label it as such. But you're trying to tell me that I'm somehow flawed because I like to suck a dick. I'm flawed.
You do you, boo.
But you admitted it earlier.
No, I mean, I think that the action is flawed. I don't think that you're flawed because you like to do that.
Because some fucking Bronze Age mythology told you that. Do you see how wrong that is?
Your opinion.
It's not my opinion.
Brother. It is your opinion.
No.
Just like my opinion is that the Bible is real. I mean, my opinion, I believe, is fact.
Why should I accept the Bible as real?
I don't know that you should.
Okay, let me. Do you know what a logical proof is?
Tell me.
A logical proof is in logic. You can put forward a statement, and if your premises are sound, then your conclusion is necessarily sound. I can disprove God using a logical proof, or at least the human conception of God.
Okay.
A God, by definition, is omnipotent, omniscient, and all-knowing. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Any being like that would not be comprehensible to the human mind. Correct?
That's true.
So any human conception of God must be false. Boom!
Wait.
Oh, you just agreed with both of my premises.
I do.
Yes, so
right.
Any human conception of God must be false. Boom.
No. It's incomplete.
What do you mean incomplete?
It's incomplete. It's not false, dude. Because my conception of God isn't false. I will admit
it is.
It's incomplete.
No,
because I don't have the answers that God has because I am not God.
There is no God, dude.
And anybody who thinks that they have all the answers is somebody who is creating their own God in themselves.
I never said I had all the answers.
Right. But
I know for a fact God doesn't exist.
You do have all the answers to prove this, that, or the third. And so it's like, well, dude, we're all incomplete. Really? That's it. It's an incomplete.
What does that mean? We're all incomplete.
Well, we don't know because we haven't seen the full glory of God because we can't comprehend it, as you said.
There is no God, brother. It's what they call it, the God of the gaps, man, right? So, like, if you're a primitive person and you see a thunderstorm, you don't know what causes that. So you attribute it to God. That's where the concept comes, that there's somebody up there making it rain. But as we learn more and more about our universe, we have logical answers for why things occur, and they don't require God. But because we still can't explain a few things, people like you cling to that notion of God.
That is true. You got me.
I know.
Yeah. See, look, how reasonable am I, dude?
And I think that's sad. Are you reasonable?
I'm admitting to a lot of the arguments that you're making because, you know what, you're right. You're right, man. And the belief in God, it comes down to faith, right? It really does.
I think it comes down to stupidity.
That's okay. You can, sometimes they can be interchangeable from time to time. I agree with you.
You do nothing in your life, nothing in your life based on faith. So why this important issue of life and death? Why would you do it based on faith?
Well, actually, I do many things in my life based on faith. Okay.
What else do you do in your life based on faith?
Job decisions.
Job decisions? You do those based on faith? You don't fucking go to an interview? You don't research the job?
No. Of course I do all those things, man.
Then you didn't do it based on faith. You had a rational reason for doing what you did.
Yes, but then I also pray on it.
In my practical reasoning class,
if I'm not given the answer,
in my practical reasoning class, my professor brought this up, and a dude was like, "Oh, well, if I'm running from a tiger, then and I jump off a cliff, I did that based on faith." And my professor's like, "No, you didn't. You just thought that you would have a better chance jumping off the cliff than you would against the tiger. You made a rational decision."
That makes that actually, dude. I agree with your professor.
You use reason in everything, so why would you not use reason when it comes to God?
No, there's definitely reason involved, but
no, there's not.
They have to be the.
I just used the logical proof to disprove your God.
No, you didn't, because I agree with your professor that you jump off of that cliff because you feel like you have a better chance of surviving the fall than the tiger. I agree with that.
You do nothing in your life based on faith, so why would you accept faith on this life and death decision that's so important?
I do make decisions on faith, man.
You don't. I just proved it to you.
No, I do.
You don't.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that you're missing, is that I sometimes get wisdom that I wouldn't have ordinarily, things that I hadn't thought about before after I pray. God doesn't talk to me. He's not some dude that's like some fucking weird bubble, like a cartoon character, like the Speak Bubble or whatever. But if I'm thinking about some major decision in my life, and I'm praying for it, and I'm asking other people if they would mind saying a prayer for me to give me discernment and wisdom, and sometimes, dude, it doesn't happen every time. But sometimes things will pop up that I've been thinking about a decision for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. And something will pop into my head that I hadn't thought about before that is either a good or a bad thing, right?
Oh, yeah, that happens to me all the time. I don't believe in a God.
And that's okay.
You've been reasoning it out in your head.
And I can know the truth. Huh?
You've been reasoning it out in your head. Here's my thing, brother. If they can convince you to believe in a God, what else can they convince you to do?
You tell me.
Fucking anything. That's why it's so dangerous. That's why you see all these Christians out here that are being manipulated and are going around fucking attacking gay people, blowing up abortion clinics, voting for Trump.
First of all, only two of those three things happen. And also, the voting for Trump thing, unfortunately, not enough Christians vote.
I think Christians are overrepresented in the vote, actually.
The church that I go to never brings up politics or political stuff.
I don't give a shit about the church you go to. I am talking about mainstream Christianity in this country.
Yeah, I'm not going to defend that because, like, some of the biggest denominations, I mean, like, look, I'm not even going to get down that rabbit hole, but the ones
like
that
I've had a pastor on this show before. The Salty Pastor is his name. I went to a Christian school. Is another thing about me. Like, I've had him on my show. Like, basically, it comes down to him saying, like, I like the teachings of Jesus. He wasn't a real person, and I just kind of like the traditions. He said that here on this show.
Wow. So
he has a doctorate from Vanderbilt.
That doesn't matter. I don't care your credentials, your honorifics, if you will, don't matter.
I think they do. When you have a doctorate in theology, that kind of makes you an expert on a subject.
Well, it makes you an expert on theology. A PhD, really. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a guy that really gets all involved with honorifics like that. I mean, we could go down a whole nother rabbit hole on that one, but...
So the Bible written by goat fuckers you think is divine, but a pastor with a doctorate in theology is somebody you should just fucking brush aside.
Well, if that's the goat fuckers, this guy wouldn't have been able to twist theology.
All right, John, my friend, do you like Chuck Mangione? Oh, you're over on YouTube. We're gonna be watching Chuck Mangione on Twitch.
I do love Chuck Mangione, brother. I'll see you.
Come sign up for Twitch and come watch Chuck Mangione with us.
Hey, dude. Hey, I still love you, Justin, man. We'll talk again.
Hey, John, I love you too, brother, but, like, drop the Christian shit. It's nonsense. Don't ever come in my chat and tell me you pray for me again, because that's insulting. It is incredibly insulting. I'm going to have
to do it in private.
It is incredibly insulting.
I'm sorry, dude. It's not my intention to insult you because I do like you and I do respect you, and the last thing I want to do is insult you.
It doesn't seem like you respect me if you come in, you're telling me, like, you saw how pissed off that made me, right?
Yeah, I did.
Because it's you're talking down to me.
But no. See,
yes.
That's an inferiority complex that you might suffer from, but I'm not absolutely fucking down to you, and there's no fucking way I'm going to do that, brother.
Brother, that's what you're doing when you say you'll pray for me. It's like you have some fucking knowledge that I don't have, that I need your prayers. I need your fucking spells and incantations.
Well, you know,
I don't need your God. I don't need your spells and incantations. I think you're a soy boy cuck if you need a God in order to live your life.
I know you do. I know that's how you feel, brother.
Yeah, like...
I still love you.
Fair enough, John. I love you too, brother.
All right, man.
I hope you have a good night.
You too, dude.
Take care.
Bye.
I probably shouldn't have been so mean, but like it really does. It gets me riled up. John, that was a good call, my man. I hope you call back sometime. I hope I remember who you are so I don't fucking go off on you again. Oh, I'm going to save this for tomorrow. Possibly. I kind of want to watch it, but I kind of want to get the music. We got Vince Russo went on with Piers Morgan to talk about Hulk Hogan. And I'd really like to watch this. Hulk Hogan, also a Christian who lied a lot, was only out for himself. Leaves a real bad taste in your mouth. Here is a therapy horse that plays the piano to wake up people who are coming out of anesthesia. And I'm sure this is cute as fuck. I haven't watched it yet. Minnie the therapy horse. He can't play very well. He's just spastic. Oh, this horse's name is Black Pearl. The kid seems to be amused by it. Oh, fair enough. I don't know the song. He's playing it perfectly. There's some kind of noise stuff. Oh. YouTube people, podcast people, kick. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun for Hit the Sack. I'm JustinFREAKIN. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol, live.